Maxie had asked for some help with her marketing on how to pick up her next sort of set of customers. And so I was just trying to familiarize myself like with the business and with the value proposition, and figured that I would just record a quick video to, you know, help with some of the targeting, the language, that sort of stuff. And then hopefully Maxie and I will be jumping on a call in the near future here to talk about yeah, how to get those next customers after this. So I'm going to share my screen here. And so I'm looking at the Happy Charting homepage. This is Maxie's business for acupuncturists. And I think she said acupuncture clinics. So yeah, just wanted to run through this quickly. So you can see the above the fold, the menu is a bit hidden by the video here. You can just see they've got the top 20 acupuncture EMRs, pricing, features, tour, happy charters, and contact. So let's see, I guess I'll just start up here at the top. So I think all of this makes sense. The only thing, and we'll come back to this later because it's really an entirely different conversation, is the top 20 acupuncture EMRs. If that's what you guys are doing, then that's a bit of an odd thing to have up at the top. You might want to be advertising that elsewhere, but once they're on your page, you don't really want to be showing them 20 other options that can do the same thing that you guys do, even if you compare favorably with those 20. You're not really doing yourself any favors by pointing that out. So I think that I would change like the lead magnet up here. And then let me just pull up zenmade.com so that I can just run through some of the different copy stuff that we have. Okay, so then the other thing to focus on next would be acupuncturists spend 750 hours charting every year. So that's definitely bringing, sorry, that's definitely bringing the problem sort of to like the forefront of the person's brain, but I don't know how well it's really emphasizing what you can do. And so for ZenMade, we start with right here with save time managing your maid service with this simple scheduling software. So from just that very first headline, they know what ZenMade is, a simple scheduling software. They know why they should sign up to save time managing, right? And they know who it's for, which is your maid service. And so I think that, you know, doing something more along those lines would probably be helpful here for your initial headline. That I don't think you should be saying acupuncturist, that, you know, you notice here that we say for your maid service, we don't say save time as a maid, right? That you don't want an individual acupuncturist that works for a clinic to be reading this page. It's probably not for that individual acupuncturist. It's probably for the owner of the clinic or the manager of the clinic. I'm not really familiar with this industry as much maybe as I should be, but what you really want to be saying there is acupuncture clinics spend 750 hours charting every year. So that alone would probably help you here because it lets people know exactly who you're targeting. But I still think that you can say, that you could make it more powerful here, right? So, you know, also saying that the 750 hours are unnecessary would probably be, you know, like acupuncturists waste 750 hours charting every year, you know, when they don't have to. It could also be, you know, acupuncture clinics save 700 hours a year by doing their charting, you know, with this simple software or with happy charting as opposed to by hand. So I think that there's definitely some things that you could be doing there. The whole what can you be doing with your time, that can probably be, you know, more powerful. Let's see. That could probably be more powerful there. I'm trying to see what are H2 is here. Yeah, so discover how you can clean more homes and make more money than ever before. So really, you know, this should be a benefit, right? It shouldn't be really asking them. You don't really want them stopping and thinking right then to answer like these questions. You really want to like spell it out. Spend more time with family, friends, and whoever while happy charting does the work for you, right? Or something along those lines. Yeah, this doesn't really make sense to me of sign up to happy charting to find out. It's like to find out what, right? To find out who they could be spending time with. There's a big like disconnect there, right? So like sign up for happy charting to find out how much time you could be saving would make a lot more sense. Enter your email for a risk-free 30-day trial. This could probably be stronger as well. That most people don't care about a risk-free 30-day trial. It's important to say at some point, but you can probably be focusing on a benefit of the trial there. So another big thing to focus on is, so sign up for a 30-day trial. Nobody wants a 30-day trial, right? A 30-day trial doesn't mean anything, right? That's something that you offer. 30-day trials about you. So instead what you want to say is you want to say sign up to start getting results, right? Or get started or something along those lines. So for ZenMaid, it is let's see if we move this out of the way, get started, right? And so that was the call to action that we used. We A/B tested that and found that get started got way more clicks than trials and made free or tries and made free. We tried quite a few. So I would recommend just experimenting with that. But yeah, I think that sign up for a 30-day trial instead of, if you just replace that immediately with save time charting today, you would probably see, you know, an increased like click through or like, or whatever. So that's definitely worth taking a look at. Okay, so that's the above the fold. Yeah, take back 750 hours of your life. I think that a lot of this is a bit cliche, but it doesn't, like it's close. It just, instead of like of your life, it should be like, you know, save 750 hours in your acupuncture practice or something like that. And then, you know, like how you spend those 700 hours is up to you or something along those lines. But this can just be a lot more specific, right? That you're definitely hitting on the point of like save time, make money, but being more specific than just saying those two will go a long way to make this feel like the acupuncture clinic or manager or owner feels like this is directly for them. So yeah, then I love the gift that you have here that actually shows how the software like works and gives them an idea for what they'll be doing on the inside. Yeah, change the call to action here of try it for yourself. Okay, so this section, so if you compare this, though I like how you show how it works right after, or you give people a nice visual of how it works. For ZenMaid, we go, yeah, into like the main focuses of like of what we do, which is hassle-free scheduling and automation. Those are the two focuses right there. And then we jump right into the social proof. And so you guys wait a bit before getting into the social proof and going down here. But this customizable thing, I don't think that this matters at all. I don't think that you would lose a single person if you deleted this entire section, right? And I'll tell you why. It's not because what you're showing here in these 6 boxes isn't important. It's that anyone that's interested in the results that you tell them that you can bring them will ask about these things. Like, you don't have to say that you can customize it with a long text box, right? Like, nobody cares about that detail. They care they can get the job done. So to me, all of this space is wasted. If you really wanted to keep it, you could move it down, but I would pretty much make this the very bottom of the page, because honestly, it just doesn't add that much value. Primarily, you know, like I said, because if you do a great job selling all the rest of like the features and the hours that they're going to get back, then them finding out this information is a natural consequence of them taking the next steps and signing up for your trial. So delete this entire section and just jump straight in to the testimonials. Here's a few messages from our happy charting family to you. So for this, what I would say is make this a little bit more about them. And so what I would say is, here's why you should use happy charting from some of our happy customers that want you to join the family, right? And so it's really just starting out with the here's why you, and then jumping into it. That'll just make everyone sort of I don't know, more like empathetic towards these testimonials. So just a little like quick thing there is you can do a lot more with this headline. And just remember that when people skim these pages, they're really skimming for the headlines first. The ones that pay more attention will skim for the headlines and the subheadlines. And so yeah, just making that a little bit more powerful will get some good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I really like these testimonials. You might want to have a designer take a look at just how to make these like stand out a little bit. They all sort of blend in together, so it just looks like a big wall of text right here. The actual text itself is really good. I think you've done a really great job of picking out awesome testimonials. I can see all of these making someone on this page more comfortable, like moving forward. But visually, I think that there's stuff that can be done here. I'm not a designer and I'm colorblind, so I like your use of gray on this page, but it is, yeah, looking good. I think that I would also put the video testimonial above these, just because it's easier for people to just scroll by the video and then to read these. If they've already read all of these, and they probably don't want to click on the video and sit here for another couple of minutes to watch this. So I would probably just switch the order of those two, though that probably doesn't matter. This I think should be more benefit driven, right? Of ready to save time, you know, but I do actually like ready to be a happy charter. I guess that does work. Join hundreds of acupuncturists. So this should be acupuncture clinics, if those are your actual clients, not the individual acupuncturists. And then, yeah, the call to action and this stuff. Yeah, okay. So I think that is all fine and dandy. Let's just see, do we have, okay. So I think that's all fine and dandy. The last thing that I just wanted to go over, so okay, so one quick thing that I hadn't noticed in the beginning is I think you should take a look at this graphic right here. I think that there's more that you can do with this graphic. In fact, I don't really see why you wouldn't maybe want to even have like this GIF showing the actual software up here. I'm not sure about that, but like with it, I don't think this graphic is really doing anything for you of like 5 more what to go, right? Even if it's like charts or whatever, I still think that that's confusing. And yeah, it just seems to be a mishmash of like icons like put together here. So I'd really take a look at this and maybe even consider, yeah, having this this GIF there or something along those lines. And then, yeah, the last thing that I'd wanted to bring up just quickly before sort of ending this this review is, I guess, actually 2 quick things. So I see that you have the top 20 acupuncture EMRs up here, and that this is sort of your lead magnet, I guess, that you're trying to capture people's emails with this. And so I'm going to show you that page and talk a little bit about how we can change that and sort of what I think about just using that as a lead magnet. But the other thing is unless it's because I loaded this page a while ago, I didn't see any pop-ups on your site. And I know a lot of people don't like pop-ups. You probably noticed that just in the beginning of this video, when I clicked over to the ZenMaid site, that there were probably 3, 4 pop-ups that came up. And the reason for that is because we do such a good job with our email marketing that I would rather collect people's email addresses from our website than actually have them sign up for a trial, because I know that once they join our email list, they're so likely to sign up for a trial in the future. And so that's what, 1 out of 3, 1 out of like every 2.5 people that joins our email list ends up signing up for a trial at some point in the future. And, we generate anywhere from 25 to 65 email addresses a day right now, right? And so that adds up to a lot of trialing users. And of course, we require credit card for these trials. So that's pretty good, like numbers there. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. I really think that you guys should have a lead magnet or something that's on this page, that you offer them something of value that'll make them like happy charting more. Off the top of my head, that could be a spreadsheet that they can use to just plug in their numbers. That's sort of like a toned down version of what you guys actually offer. That would be more directly related to it, but really anything that would help acupuncturists. So, the one that ZenMaid has that works brilliantly is 47 keywords for every maid service. If you researched every keyword that an acupuncturist or an acupuncture clinic would need to rank for, and then you offered that as a free download on this page, you would probably get 3 to 4 times as many email addresses as you get trial signups. And of course, you can nurture those people to sign up in the future. Okay, so that's what I'd recommend considering for a lead magnet. And there's a lot of other, ideas and things that we can talk about on a call. If you wanted to chat about that. So then the other thing that I just wanted to point out here is with the 20 acupuncture EMRs, you're essentially ranking or like reviewing your competitors, from what I can tell, because you're saying that your guys' software is an EMR software. And so like I mentioned at the beginning of this call, I don't think that's really doing you any favors. It's just introducing them to your competition. It's a big paradox of choice. The other thing is that, and unless I'm completely misunderstanding what this actually is, you're also not really credible, right? If ZenMaid says we reviewed the top 6 softwares for maid services and it's us versus all of their competitors, we don't really, there's no way that we're going to come across as unbiased in that, right? We may make good points, but there's no way that anyone's actually going to trust that. And then the other thing is that, yeah, I mean, they're already looking at your website. They don't probably want your opinion that your thing is the best. So if you're trying to collect people's email addresses with this, then it would really be better to focus on something that's going to add value in a different way that maybe has nothing to do with your actual software. The other thing here is that from what I can tell, I don't think that I've actually clicked the button on this, but this is a lot of text to read to opt in for like a report, right? That honestly, I think that you would probably get a much better opt-in rate on this if you literally change this page from this into top 20 acupuncture EMRs. The Happy Charting team went through and evaluated 20 EMR software for acupuncture clinics based on just a few of the following metrics. And then you had 5 bullet points of like, help making the company profitable, successful, like cost, blah, blah, blah. And you just hit on a couple things that people care about, right? Like reviews on like unbiased review sites and something like that. Enter your email here for the free report. You would probably get a much, much better opt-in rate, right? That like, I was confused when I read all of this and then realized that after reading all of this, I wasn't even gonna, get to read this without entering my email. So I think that that's something that would just be an instant improvement and would help you to get more downloads for this resource if you wanted to keep it. The other lead magnet that I had suggested before, there's no reason not to use both, right? Like I still don't really like this one particularly because it's on your homepage, but I do think that you can use this report that you've done and advertise it elsewhere. I think that if you started running Google AdWords, you'd probably get a better click-through rate by advertising on AdWords the top 20 acupuncture EMRs, download this free report. You'd probably do better with that than by advertising happy charting on Google AdWords. So I think really it's just where this is deployed, not that it's a bad idea for a lead magnet. Honestly, this gives me a really good idea for running a campaign on Google AdWords, that we could do the same thing. Just to show you, last thing before I sign off here is just to show you what our lead pages look like when we want to download to get someone's email address. You can see this right here this is the entire landing page. Read this free report, 5 affordable tools we use to build our cleaning businesses in less time. Click here for instant access, right? And so that's one. For ads, here's another. This is much more similar to the one that I was telling you of 4 Google AdWords ads that you can use right now and how to write more great ads of your own. And then it's just 3 check marks and boom, that's it. Pretty effective. We get a lot of leads for that and nurture them to eventually join the ZenMaid software. So Maxie, I hope that is helpful. Let's chat next time. Let me know what questions you have after watching this video. And then, let me know what you want to chat about next. I know that we had discussed potentially doing cold email to help you. So a lot of these different lead magnet ideas that I've suggested and just been talking about here can make cold email a lot more effective. When you give something before you're asking for anything, that can be really, really helpful. So yes, I hope that is useful. And if you're watching this, if you're in the SASA marketing group, let me know if you would like a similar breakdown of your website. As some of you know, I don't talk about this too much, but I'm not a copywriter. I definitely don't offer any copywriting services because I don't like writing copy for other people, but I do love doing these sort of critiques and thinking about sort of the marketing and the approach from a higher level. So if you're interested in a site breakdown like this, drop me a note, send me an email at amar@zenmaid.com. Post in the group, whatever. And yes, we will chat soon.